Welcome to Corporate Tom and Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. We are live on Twitch and YouTube, and we'd love it if you'd head over there and watch us at Tom and Dan Live for both YouTube and Twitch and pretty much any social media outlet that we are on. We're going to talk about social in a little bit because our Instagram, it got a little spicy.
Well, Daniel told me this the other day. He texted me. He's like, hey, have you seen the Joey social media and what it's done on Instagram and the comments and the people fighting and how many views it's gotten? I'm like, no, I didn't.
Well, it was I have my phone connected to our Instagram, and normally, I mean, we get a decent amount of engagement with the people that like our show, but this was like just going crazy. Like I kept seeing nothing.
Went viral.
Yeah, nothing but messages coming through, draining the battery on my phone. I'm like, well, obviously we went viral.
So, and Melissa takes clips from the show and clips from interviews and puts them up, and she took a clip from the last time Joey was in talking about Disney World. And she took the clip out, and she knows what she's doing.
She does.
Yeah, she's really good at this.
She's doing.
And she took the clip out of when Joey was talking about how the prices had changed and how crazy expensive it was.
Should I pull it up and play it, maybe?
Yeah. Let's play it. Because it's gotten over 1 million views. It has,
dude, I think it's at 2.1 now, or like something crazy. It's a crazy amount of views.
Thousands of comments, thousands of shares. Joey was telling us he's in today. How you doing, Joey?
What's up,
Good to see you, buddy.
Joey was telling us some elementary school friends of his from New Jersey. He was contacting him.
What's up? Hey, how you doing? I saw you on Tom and Dan. What gives?
Yeah.
So here is the actual. Here's the clip right here of Joey.
If you have a family of 4, you're staying at a Disney hotel, we'll say the Contemporary for convenience.
Okay.
That's a good one. It's not too crazy.
With your base meal, we're doing no character dining. Let's say your base meal, it'll cost you around $40 a person to eat.
Okay.
After you buy 4 days, 4 parks, each park you pay for the highest tier pass for all 4 of your kids. Just the tickets, no food, nothing else. Yeah. Just the tickets and the lightning lanes comes to $7,220 for 4 days.
Chat room was getting pretty close. Yeah, you guys are. I was impressed.
That's at the resort too.
No. Oh. Now for the resort, if you're going to stay at the Contemporary, that's going to cost you another about $700-800 a night. Okay. So now at 4 nights, you're looking at another $3,200.
I mean, the Contemporary, the extra $700 to stay at the Contemporary is actually more of a value than anything else you're even getting.
You nailed it. It's so convenient.
I mean, it is convenient. Okay, so that's basically you get the idea of what the clip is. The amount of comments they're just insane.
What are the? Okay, look at the. You just looked at the analytics.
I'll just give you. Oh, you want me to go back to the?
How many comments total on this thing?
I believe there were 14,000 comments. I think.
14,000, and I was scanning through them. I mean, obviously too many to read.
A lot of blue checks on this one. A lot of people saying like, cost my family $6,500. Cost my family this. Who goes to Disneyland for 4 days? 2016, my friend did this. About a year ago, I did this. These guys don't know what they're talking about. This guy can blank a blank. Blank this guy.
Blank. Let's do it.
Well, yeah. Some of them you're a liberal cuck. Some of them, you are a MAGA dickhead. Like, I mean, either way, like they don't know which way to go.
And then they're fighting within each other.
They're fighting with each other. They're calling it like, you can't do this. Yes, I can do this. I go and I take bologna sandwiches and I go for 9 days, and it's wild.
So first, Joey, predominantly people were arguing that you were wrong or you were hyper-inflating the prices, and so.
But he did say that you kept saying top tier.
I
top
said,
tier.
Right at the beginning, the first thing I said is top tier. This is the most expensive.
Yeah.
I didn't say it goes up from there. I says if you're coming to Disney for 4 days over Christmas and you want to...
We're kind of doing a worst-case scenario, but like not as a worst-case scenario, almost like best-case scenario. It's like, look, I have the money. Yeah. This is what I'm
most expensive. Yeah.
It's kind of like when I go, like, no offense, but like the reason I save my money to buy my cars is because I when I go to get the trim level, I want to get all the stuff.
But first, you didn't make up those numbers. You actually did the math.
I screenshotted them and showed you guys in the office. This is what it costs right now. So because I'm not wrong.
What's funny is that people were like saying, I looked at the prices right now and he's way off. And so, obviously no one listens to exactly what you're saying, and everybody, goes back to arguing. It's funny that this much interaction was caused by this.
It's the most interaction.
It doesn't even seem like that even egregious of a thing that you're claiming. You know, it's like it was a shocking amount.
I
but
was
we were
actually
like,
low. The number of interactions wasn't 14. It was 21,000
Oh
interactions.
my
Okay.
gosh. People are passionate, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, you got 14,000 shares, which is really what helps. I think is getting people to load it up in their stories and stuff like that. You engage with 16,000 different accounts, I guess is how they kind of look at it.
So, Joey, let's just go over some of the comments here because
Let's do
some
it.
of them are ridiculous.
Oh, yeah. Tom has some favorites.
Oh, dude, I brought a whole case. I'm ready for today.
Okay.
Let's do
All
this.
right, here we go.
And by
Let's
the
do
way,
it.
a lot, as I'm looking through these comments, and this is a testament to what social media is. Like, first, no one, people are arguing points that are not even based on the actual post and what we said. The people are like, I went to Disney back in 2008 and stayed at the Best Western, and then I did this.
It was a fantastic time.
And it's like, what? First, he's not talking about 2008. He's literally said this is what the top tier is.
Yeah.
So why'd you even take the time? You have that much time in your life to write that?
But the one thing that
What the hell
that we didn't know about, like we knew it, but we didn't anticipate this, is what I really think was driving this, and I want you to read some of your favorites.
Okay.
But what was driving this were the people defending Disney, right?
Right.
That's what I believe. Like, it wasn't that there was just, like, people are like, oh, yeah, that's expensive. It was the people that were, the reason it kept snowballing is because you do have a select group of people that no matter what we say are going to run in there and defend Disney. And I think you need those people.
You had it at Snowball.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
and by the way, this is what we do social media for. like when we hit this,
Yeah.
And it really.
But it is weird because I'm
it
like, this
doesn't
has
really do
nothing
anything.
to do with the show.
No.
Like, I mean, it does. I mean, we do a segment where we do talk about theme parks, but it's not like I'm, like, no offense, but it's not like I'm proud of this. We did it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The one comment where the guy was like, well, I know that it's expensive to go to Disney, but the moon landing was fake. I'm like, what does that have to do with anything?
Yeah, then we got, it went through different stages where then you got into some, I call them the Weisenheimers, get in there and start making their jokes. Some of your favorites, Tom?
So this person, La Day _ Amos.
Yeah. I know
By the way, by the way,
Amos.
the people's names on social media are GD ridiculous.
Well, some of them are bots. Some of them aren't even real.
What happened to John?
I do like a good John.
My husband and I did all 4 parks at Disney, stayed on property, and both at Universal for 5 days. I'm reading exactly, so you know.
Yeah.
And it was only $1,800.
That's not true.
That's not true.
That is not.
That's
That
not
has
true.
never happened.
Did you do it in 83
No,
or
yeah,
91?
well, yeah. It couldn't have-
This person,
They're lying.
4 days and 5 nights at a resort on
Yeah.
property is not $1,800. It's impossible.
Yes.
Also, you can't have 5 nights if you had 4 days.
Yeah. And then
Well, I
they're
mean,
like, and then they say travel agencies can find you the best deals. Oh, got it.
Wait.
One time.
Exclamation point.
Bingo.
I'm just hard to make fun of people.
I was about to bust out a rap.
Double your money.
It's kind of like if Sling Blade came into your job and
French.
You
started.
had trouble you had to slow down Sling Blade, didn't you? You were like, it's kind of like if Sling Blade.
French fried potatoes.
So
It's been a long week, man. We're banking shows like
I love
crazy.
you guys.
Tom and I's brains are scrambled eggs.
It's all good.
this person writes, there are budget-friendly options. You can get a room as low as $165 a night on resort with special deals. And I don't believe that's true.
I mean,
Call me crazy, but like you could see a $165 hotel room every once in a while, like on like a roadside motels
right.
and like a Holiday Inn. But on Disney property, there isn't a $165 a night.
what is the cheapest that you know of?
I actually have a family coming next week that I just booked them a room. The cheapest you can do is the Disney All-Star Sports Resort, next week for $307 a night, or you can get a slab of concrete at Disney's Fort Wilderness where you can either bring a camper or throw a tent on it for $312. I think it's funny that it's $5 more to stay on the slab.
You're right.
Chat room saying you can get Marriott Bonnet Creek for $175.
Yeah, is that what they... Guess what? That's what they advertise. This is the biggest scam in the world that I don't even understand why they do it.
They shouldn't be allowed to do it.
But when you go on the internet and you look for hotel prices and it shows the price, it's like, oh, $165 a night. When you go to check out, it is like $270.
Yeah.
You know, like with resort fees and taxes and like the resort tax and all that stuff, like it adds up to what it's maybe over $120 added on to whatever price you're looking at. So who cares what it says on the screen? It's what it is, what you actually pay for. And there's nothing for under $200.
Chat room saying Twisted Movie says the FTC just banned hidden fees, so it should be all transparent now.
Should be.
What are you talking about?
I don't know. I mean, like, we'll see.
It is not.
Oh, Brock is saying if you go to hotels.com and click all fees, it will show you.
Okay.
I mean, but still, I want it like just roll it into the price.
Yeah, I'm not real intelligent. I just show me the number.
Yeah. Well, guess what?
It's the old car dealer trick where they, you have one car for $1 and then somebody already bought it. So, you already drove down here. So we have other cars on the lot for full price. Would you like to buy one of those?
People are referencing prices from pre-pandemic, which is absurd because everything has changed since then.
But what we did learn is if you do want to post something on social media, you should pick something that people want to defend.
Right.
If someone was gonna tell me like gamble on what post you thought was gonna get the most
I'd have never picked
activity,
This would have been 1,000 to 1.
I'd have picked Samantha's boobs. 100%. All day. All day.
Maybe
That's a lock. All day.
the wiener whack off of it.
All day.
Even money.
Yeah. I would take that one
hot
too.
dogs, by the way.
I mean, when April Jennifer Choi was in here, beautiful.
Yeah, she whipped something out
beautiful, smart woman who knows how to use a bullwhip. Yeah, I'd give that one a nod. That's Samantha. Not Joey gets Disney information. He talks about Disney information, and then people choose to fight about it for a week.
Yeah.
And there's still, I woke up to like 70 more messages. They're still fighting.
I told you, but it's about the kid, God bless him, Patrick. He was my class president. I haven't talked to the guy in 20 years. Sent me a message and said, dude, is this you? And I was like, well, I don't know anybody else that ugly, so it's definitely me, bro.
Also, what's funny about like these kind of posts, and this happens all over social media because it's more of a conversation, and then we'll talk about the parks and everything in Joey's segment, but it is more of a conversation of what social media has become. And so, like, all right, we put this post out, and Joey says some numbers that are, again, he even mentioned it, these are the top of the price range, right?
Yeah.
And so he throws out numbers. And then people are fighting to defend that it's a little cheaper.
Very angry.
But I believe that they all believe, and there's no way to convince me otherwise, that they would all agree that Disney World is expensive.
Right.
Or at the very, so that was the point we were trying to make, right? So it's kind of ridiculous that we got even this much traction on a post. Like, it's not like if this post said Disney World is the cheapest vacation you could possibly go on, I could see a bunch of people fighting because that's absurd.
But it's the emotional attachment to Disney, dude.
But
people love Disney. I mean, you're what you're doing at that point.
But they know it's expensive.
They do.
So
but they're
what are
also
they fighting over?
But they're willing to overlook it, and I think they see more value in it because I believe it is connected to their childhood. So I think that like the reason that post rang, I do believe, is a lot of those people in there defending it are people like friends of ours, like Sam and even Joey, people that love Disney, that see the value in it and want and almost feel triggered and want to defend it.
It's the epitome of somebody talking about your favorite sports team and saying, that team is trash. You're like, I'll fight for this.
You
It's
don't
like,
really
dude.
do that a lot. So you do come to the table a lot when you see people that are emotional fighting about something and you're like, I don't understand it. And it's like, you're not going to.
Yeah, no, but Joey, when you say like a sports team and you're saying that team is trash, then you can easily you're like, wait a minute. Like, Tua's not that bad. You start going, you start making arguments for it. But when you're saying, hey, this Disney's expensive.
No, it's not a blanket statement.
So
you can't say that. No, because people will say like, no, it's not. I can go and I can get the value out of it for 4 days. I buy my tickets and I do it this way. They're going to do the same thing.
Because value is subjective.
Exactly. It literally comes down to people saying Disney is my therapy. If I had a nickel for every girl age 22 to 70 that said Disney is my therapy.
Sure.
I hear them all say it.
And
all
it
these
might
families.
be meaningless, like literally has zero value to us, but to that girl,
yeah.
it's literally the greatest thing she's
I've
in
had
the world.
kids in their 20s like hugging princesses and Mickey Mouse and
Yeah.
sobbing uncontrollably, and I'm like, what the?
Yeah, I mean, even Meat Canyon, who's a YouTuber, he has a brand new cartoon I think that came out, dropped yesterday. That's just about like his character and Disney adults. It's like it's a thing, you know.
Yeah.
Joey, what would you say to Lex Luthor 423?
Oh, that's a good name.
Says,
That's a good name.
I've been called Lex Luthor by EJ.
Who
Let's hear
said,
it.
literally just pulled this up. Tickets for 4 people, Lightning Lane's parking pass is $24.88. Not even close to the $7,000 number you said. So I'm like, all right, this person, it seems like they did some sort of like calculation, although
But
I doubt they did.
We're on the I only heard what I wanted to hear age too, right?
Yup.
Yeah.
Like, you know, how many people went back and saw what Joey did and said like, oh yeah, that's about right. There are like some people in there that did
Oh,
that.
yeah.
And there's like 2 or 3 that said, yeah, I added it up. That's accurate. Most people, including myself, I get the headline and I'm like, I'm triggered by that.
Yep.
Mad. And then I start spewing to you why I'm mad.
And
I
then-
didn't even read what Joey said.
Yep.
And then to prove your point, you look it up and you're like, well, that's close to $7,000, but I'm gonna look up like during the summer or like during the non-peak
The 3rd of September.
Right. Because
Yeah.
it can be done.
And then you do the calculations to prove your point. That's
Yes.
what the internet is.
Yes.
You know, like you're not looking up the peak prices like Joey said at Christmas time.
Yeah.
Where the most expensive.
Which, by the way,
because
to
that
go-
doesn't prove your point.
To go back to Joey's argument, that's when I would want to go.
Right.
I'm not kidding you guys. You guys say, oh, you wouldn't want to go there, the crowds. No, it's the best. The decorations are the best. The
80-foot
treats
tree.
are the best. The 80-foot tree. The entertainment is the best. The shows are Christmas shows. I like all of that stuff. So don't even so save that. I agree with what you were saying. Like that would be, it's like going on a cruise at Christmas. I want to do that.
I want to stay at a window view. I want to be up in the balcony.
I want to be in Times Square overlooking the tree, you know, like, yeah.
And also, this is how people use the internet. It's confirmation bias, right? So it's this phrase perfectly explains how people search the internet. Is anus pain a sign of cancer? Okay, see what you did there? That's a loaded question. You put cancer in there, so guess what? The Google results are going to give you a lot of could be a sign of cancer instead of just I have anus pain. What could that be?
But you were
what
looking
is
for
a-
cancer.
Yes,
You were.
and so you start looking up cheapest Disney tickets, and then you get a number, which is probably not even taxes and all the and then that's the number you find because that's the argument you want to make, and it's a testament to how everybody uses the internet.
Well, I mean, is there anything? I agree with that. I absolutely agree with that. So is there anything? I mean, there's tons of cool stuff going on in the theme parks right now, right? Like, let's get to some news and some fun stuff that's happening, not just the people arguing about Joey's maybe or may not misinformation.
Oh, and by the way, we're gonna throw out some other numbers because I want the views.
Yeah,
later.
we're gonna
try to do it again.
At the end, we're gonna fake one real bit. Yeah. We're gonna like, okay.
What offensive thing can I say to get it?
Yeah, no. We'll figure
We'll do
something
the
out.
opposite.
We'll figure something out.
You start
yeah.
talking about how cheap it could be, and then
what
we'll
if
get all those people
wait, what
arguing.
if he went back and said, like, you know what, I looked into it and I was wrong on it? What if we did almost like a redaction?
But it's a fake redaction.
Right.
It's like you can get tickets for $1,000, family of 10.
Yeah.
If you stay at Crazy Bob's Funhouse on iDrive,
Too specific.
$13 a
Too
night.
specific. You got to go more vague.
Blando
Okay.
Emporio.
Yeah. So what's been going on, man?
Well, let me ask you first about New Year's Eve because I never thought about like the New Year's Eve celebrations. We all know about all the Christmas stuff going on, and of course, like right now and right before Christmas is probably insane. Like when the kids get off the 2 weeks, and like that must be just crazy, right? Have you been there?
I will say pre-pandemic, before they priced me out and everything, I loved it. Like when Maisie got out, like the first couple of days, because most people didn't go immediately out there. I could go right out there with the family. We had a good time, man. It was really fun.
Well, was it crazy packed? Because I meant the weekend before Christmas, it has to be insane.
It was pretty packed, but not like it was manageable. It's different now.
So social media is the devil. We all accept and believe this. So some Disney blogger said, hey, do not go to Disney on New Year's Eve. It's crazy busy and everybody goes there. You want to go New Year's Day because everybody's hungover and nobody shows up. I went to Disney both of those days. New Year's Eve, it was dead. I was able to ride Rock and Roller Coaster 3 times. I was able to do
really?
It was insane.
Yeah.
However, New Year's Day, I had a family at the park. It was, can I say A word to elbows? It was like nut to butt to whatever.
Yeah, man.
It was just, you couldn't move. It was like New York at New Year's. I've never been more uncomfortable in my life.
So do you think that's a result of everybody just assuming New Year's Eve was going to be crazy, and then no one went because they were like, it's going to be too packed?
Nailed it. Absolutely. It was people don't know. We have to understand that, as you talked about it with the Tom and Dan thing downtown, there were people that just got in line for your show, and when they got to the front, they're like, we're here, and you go, what are y'all doing here? Oh, we saw a line, so we got in line. What's this for? You said it's a private party. Oh. All right, people are sheeple, man. It's not their fault. It's just we're raised to just, check out what those guys are doing. That looks fun. Let's go do that.
Melissa, cut that out. People are sheeple.
There it
is. Put that on the internet.
Put a MAGA hat on it. And make it blink. And make it blink.
Turn them into Mickey Mouse.
Smoking
a cigarette.
Mickey Rat. You know the one I'm talking about. The Here Kitty one. You know.
That's awesome. But so that's what it's going to like. New Year's this year, I love what they're doing at the Hard Rock at Universal Studios. They said, I talked to a friend of mine, still the manager there, Trent, great guy. He's from Pittsburgh. He's
Shout
cool.
out Trent.
He's awesome. He's the manager of the live concert hall.
There you go.
And what they're doing is they're opening their doors and they're just doing free admission. They're going to have a DJ there, and it's just come on in all night long until 2 in the morning.
Cool.
So you just show up. So at Universal Studios, if it's too crowded and you want something fun to do, just go to the Hard Rock. Walk inside. It's the live concert hall. The Bob Dylan's 91 Harley is there. You just go in. It's free. Bring kids. It's all ages, and they're gonna have a DJ play all night long.
I always wondered, do they do special fireworks shows for New Year's Eve and like 4th of July? Anything different than they normally do?
The 4th of July fireworks at Epcot are some of the best fireworks I've ever seen in my life.
Okay. It's above and beyond what they normally do.
The grand finale is so loud that it's concussive. Like, if you have a pacemaker, it might explode. It was crazy.
What about for New Year's Eve? Do they do a similar thing?
They do nothing for New Year's Eve.
At New Year's Eve, what they do is, because the World Showcase is all the different countries, they do New Year's like 4 times for the different time zones.
Oh, yeah.
So that's kind of cool.
You want to get over those Middle Eastern countries, it goes off over there. I'm telling you, man. You get over there, it's loud.
So they're doing different celebrations in different countries based on when their New Year's Eve is?
When the New Year's would be on the...
Also, I don't know if you know this, in the World Showcase, Syria is up for grabs. So me and Joe are gonna try. We're gonna try to take it over after a couple margaritas.
I love you, dude.
You know what, Joey? I'm surprised.
I just can't. I have to say stupid things.
I'm surprised that I've never even heard of people telling me like, hey, you should go to Epcot and then do the New Year's Eve celebrations in the different countries. Like, I never heard that.
That sounds really fun,
right?
actually.
Like that sounds like a tradition.
It does
that
sound
people
like
would...
something that if you like said that to like a wife, if you were like a guy listening to this and you were like, hey, I got an idea. We're gonna go around to all the countries in Epcot and do all the different New Year's.
Because they celebrate them at their time.
That's a cool idea.
Oh, dude, the wife would do the girlfriend thing with you in a heartbeat.
Yeah, that would be super fun. I like that.
Cut it.
Yeah, put that in there.
So, and so then, and you're saying stay away from any like all theme parks for New Year's Day though, because that's crazy.
Well, if I say that now, everybody will hear it. And now it'll be
Nobody's
dead.
listening to this.
You're kidding me? You're the strongest stream in Orlando.
It's just the perception that people listen. I figured it out. I have figured it out. It's an illusion. Like right now, I might as well be a hologram.
And they'll listen to this if it goes viral again.
Yeah, there you go. They will. Yeah, they will.
But it won't go viral twice. That's the thing.
But maybe it will.
But if it does,
but you have to take a hard stance at the end. I'm not telling you what to do, but you know what to do.
So, is there anything that is on the horizon that you want to talk about, like going into 2025 for the parks?
Say Project 2025.
I mean, in case she's going to use it, Project 2025.
There you go.
The big one is going to be Epic Universe. That's what we're all waiting out for. I've already got my opening day tickets. I'm ready to rock. Nintendo Land, classic movie Monster Land. How to Train Your Dragon Land. That's the big thing. That's what we're all waiting for.
How You Train Your Dragon. Every time somebody says that, I laugh at it. I smile because I mean, I think when people say, "How do you train your dragon?" I was like, "Yeah, my dragon can't be trained." Like seriously, that's what I want to say every time. And I know it's for kids. And aren't they doing a live action How You Train Your Dragon?
Yeah, but how is that not sponsored by Faravilla? How to Train Your Dragon by Faravilla? It makes so much sense.
You're making it too obvious.
No, not. People don't know what that is. It's the argument where
they know. Everyone knows what it is.
I thought about showing the boys because how many different movies are
the Dragon movies?
Like 6.
Yeah, there's a lot
stupid.
of them. They're
and
good.
A cartoon.
The cartoons are good.
And because I was like, they've never seen this, and it could be something, and then once they watch them all, then they see see the new one. And of course, now they're making a theme park land about this. Like it's all value into like eventually going to the theme park, and then they know everything.
Yeah.
Like it makes the experience better when you know the damn
and you're invested.
movie.
Yeah, you want to be like invested. Like when you show up with your wand and you have your cloak on, it's got to be a good feeling to know that. Like Maisie didn't hit that right. And
okay.
I don't think she'll ever be in that. Your boys got to do the wand, but they're not really into it, right?
How much more? I mean, it's they like Harry Potter, but
it's not like they don't
no,
love it.
No,
you know, those kids like I know those
kids. It's their personality.
Yeah, there are like some kids that are like, I am Harry Potter. And you take them there, and they're gonna put their cloak on and cry.
Yeah.
I just took a family yesterday. I just took a family yesterday. Sweetest people in the world. They had a daughter who. I was like, what do you think of Harry Potter? She knew more about the franchise than I did.
Oh, yeah, those
she
are the
went
kids.
Dude, temporary tattoo that looks like the bad guy. She bought the cloak. She bought the robe, the scarf, the
She's
mittens.
read all the books.
I love it. That's awesome.
They made books out of those movies?
Yeah.
I know. Well, they will. They will.
My sons would never read the books too long.
I don't. I mean, Maisie is a reader, but those are pretty long.
I'm curious to how much more value someone gets out of the theme parks having known the stories as opposed to someone coming and not knowing any of the stories.
I bet it's a lot more than you think.
Yeah, because that's it. I don't,
like someone like Mike Aiello, right, who's read all the books, seen all the movies, and is in that world. The number of Easter egg hidden little things that he picks up on when he goes through a park, right?
Yeah.
Is I don't even think you can count them. If you're just a dumb dad that has no fantasy bone in your body and you go there, you might, like, that's a giant waste of money, right?
Well, that's where that's why I hate it. Because I'm looking around like it was 7,000. But like even with kids, like if you take a kid from nowadays, it'd be nearly impossible. Like you'd have to go deep third world or something to find a kid that doesn't know, have never even seen Harry Potter.
Yeah,
or
that'd be a hard one, I think.
Or doesn't know what it is or any of the characters. But if you didn't, I wonder how much less the experience would be because knowing the stories and movies.
I got to go in for it.
Okay.
So some families that'll book us, they'll do 2 days at Universal, 1 day by themselves and 1 day with me because they want 1 day to just walk around and take pictures. And I had this family. They went. This is for everybody who's been to Universal Studios, the one on the right, the original. You walk through London, and the London area is the new Harry Potter area. It's what used to be Jaws.
Yeah.
And they walk through, and they're like, Joey, I don't get it, man. There was a 3-layer purple bus, and there was a window that opened, and a little gremlin came out, and that was it. And I was like, what, did you go into Diagon Alley? And they said, what the H is Diagon Alley? I said, did you not go through the broken bricks to go into that? And they're like, was it like a bathroom or something? I went the next day with them. We walk through the open brick area, and the dad's like, you've got to be blanking kidding me. He's like,
I had no idea.
Yeah. I spent $2,000 yesterday to bring my kids here to stay at the Hard Rock, to buy them all the stuff, and they said they felt cheated because they're like, there's no Harry Potter stuff. There was a bus and there was a window. I'm like, you didn't even go into the thing that you came here to do in the first place.
Chat room saying they almost made that mistake.
I mean, I almost made that mistake because I showed up with Tom, but I am smart enough to look at my cell phone and then be
what
like,
the hell do I do here?
Be like, what's in here?
Hey, Surrey, what do I do here?
And then I could see videos of people going walking and I'm like, oh, there it is.
Yeah,
like,
where's the dragon? I got to find that dragon.
Because I looked around and I'm like, this can't be it. Like, I know better. Like they did something and then I found it. I wouldn't have just been like, I guess this bus is it.
We also got some grown-ass men agreeing with exactly what you're saying in maybe in an example that'll make more sense to you. I think Ghost says in there he's a massive Simpsons fan. So knowing every episode of Simpsons when they rolled out Springfield and you could actually go there and walk around, he's like, the number of Easter eggs that I was able to enjoy, it's like head and shoulders above experience, like a better experience.
Yeah, walking in the Quickie Mart and seeing, you're like, whoa, it's way better.
And Universal, to give them their flowers, has always been the park, I think, that hides those little things, like the phone at Moe's and, the little things that you would see in Duff Man and stuff that are in the park and you're drinking a Duff Man. I don't know, it's cool.
I remember going through, me and Gemma go to Halloween Horror Nights. It's our thing. We went 23 times this year.
Yeah. Wow.
And I love that whenever you walk into the Ghostbusters room, there was like a refrigerator in the back corner and there was a Tom and Dan magnet on it. That made me smile. I was like, that's awesome.
Yeah,
That
we know some fellas. We know some of the
Yeah,
fellas
they've
over
been
there.
putting Tom and Dan Easter eggs in there for a while.
Yeah.
Speaking of giving props, I hope you guys know just how important you are to this community.
We do.
Like, honestly,
We do.
there's a lot
I
of
know.
love.
I think about it every morning. When I wake up and the first thing I do, I open the blinds, I look out, and I'm like, "All right, community, how important am I?"
Sometimes I think about if we just stopped.
No one would know. No one would know. No one would. Well, Jack would know. Jack would be like, "Where's the show?" And I'd be like, "Play Best of, Casey." How long do you think we could play Best of before they realize that we're in a car driving across America? How long?
Oh, so Joey, what else? What else do we got going on?
Where would you go right now if you had like a family to take? Like, what's the one thing you can't miss at the holidays at the theme parks?
The holidays at the theme parks is the Universal Parade's phenomenal.
I agree with that.
It's really well done. The Macy's Parade. They
They
did a
always
great job.
redo their parades too. We got a lot of friends that work on those too. I'm a parade man. I like parades.
And my favorite thing right now, but the wait is so long, which is only proof of its success, is meeting the Grinch. You can meet the Grinch at Islands of Adventure. I was there yesterday. I walked up at 9 o'clock in the morning, and it was already a 300-minute wait to meet the Grinch.
How mean can the Grinch be?
Very.
Can he be like, your children are kind of fat?
No.
He can't do that, right? You get an
can't do
HR.
that.
You get an HR report.
Yeah. It's
Like,
all.
look, is this the
cutesy.
Rizzler? Oh, my back. Oh, my back, the Rizzler messed up my back.
Let me bitch about something for a second.
Let's hear it. Let's
Yes,
do it.
please.
I am staying at Fort Wilderness this
Yeah.
year after Christmas.
He's the man that chooses to do the things he hates the most of anyone I know. I hate theme parks. Every year I go. It's tradition, my boy.
We don't go to the theme park. We
Yeah.
just go to the campsite.
Yeah, it's not a campsite. That's a theme park.
Oh yeah.
It's nice because it's nice.
It's the nicest campsite in
you'll
Florida.
ever be in.
Yeah.
It's
which
awesome.
I do
My
like.
dad loved Fort Wilderness.
And we go with Turkey Leg and the Wizard and all their families. And although this year Crystal's like, we're thinking about going to the theme parks, and I'm like,
Wait a minute, you just said you don't go to the theme park.
No. Well, we don't normally, but all the other families like, let's go to the theme parks.
Hold your
this year.
ground.
Well, yeah, I'm staying. They told me, my family's like, well, you could stay here. It's better without you. Because they could feel my energy. Anyway. At every time we go, every year we walk down to watch the light parade or the boat parade they do, and it's the same parade.
I've never seen that though. It's pretty cool, right?
It's super cool.
Cute.
It's super cute.
You've seen it before.
Well, yes, and not only that, it hasn't changed in like 30 years.
Well, that's the Disney. I mean, Disney does not like to change stuff, man.
Yeah.
Dude, come on. Peter Pan's been there since 71. They don't do nothing.
Yeah, they do like some nostalgia.
All right.
And they play the same music, and the same tugboat drags a bunch of pontoon boats with different, there's a dragon
So you're
and some
over
other.
it. You're over it.
All I'm saying is that, I'm doing the math about how much I paid for that concrete slab. I'm sleeping in a tent, by the way, which is not something Crystal could only get the slab. I was like, let's get an RV. And she's like, it's sold out. I'm like, God damn it. And she's like, tent was fine last year. And I'm like, God damn it. And then, anyway, so,
The chat room, too, is saying that, and this is true, when you do change things at Disney, people get mad when you change things. They hate it.
Okay.
They hate it when you change things.
Dude.
My question would be why? Like you've seen this 50 times, right? And we go down there. I sit in the sand, and then at the lake, and then I look at it. Here it comes.
Every year.
It's playing the same.
But this year you're going to be alone. They're going to be at the parks watching the awesome fireworks. You could sit alone on the beach.
Would it kill them to put some mortars on there, something, some sort of lights, or change the music, add some different characters?
Any idea why they don't change it at all?
I'm gonna tell you right now, man. You want your digital bite? They always say no two snowflakes are alike. They're all individual. Nope, all snowflakes are the same because they all have a nostalgia for Disney. And if you change it, you're gonna hurt them. #MAGA.
Oh, okay. All right. Oh, look at that. All right.
Put that in there.
Yeah, he's doing fake characters now. Ross started this year. Ross started with the characters. Now we have alt-right Joey.
So you're telling me that people want it the same, and they'll be mad if it gets changed.
Peter Pan's hat's red. Nope. You can't make Peter Pan's hat red because now my feelings are hurt and I have a memory tied to it.
I'm gonna give Ryan some love in the chat room. He said it's the same thing when Dan changed the A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan show intro to the truncated version, and they rioted, and they were going to burn the studio
Well,
down.
this is just as stupid. That's what I'm saying.
There you go.
He said, I've seen it 8 times already. I don't know how long we've been doing this tradition, like 4 or 5 years.
That seems about right.
And
like
then-
8 times seems about right.
And then I'm just saying, like, if something special happened, like some sort of fireworks went off, or they added a new
the chat room saying that time for bath, and let's get this thing rolling.
a new character, I'd be like, oh, look at that.
No.
Oh, look at something new.
No.
Like, who's going to be wait, next, start pounding, you're kicking the sand, you're breaking, like, you're start emailing immediately, like, you added something, how dare you? Who's going to say that? They're trying to make it better. Why not?
Tracy says, give the sheeple what they want.
Amen. Hashtag sheeple.
If they tried to make it a little better, who's going to get mad at that? You're like, oh, change. I want to die this way. I want to see the same thing every year until I die. That's what you want? You want to die? That's how you want just the same damn S every day until you die?
This is going to be the great clip. Yeah, this is the clip. I feel like this is the clip. All right, that was good.
So, no
And
change?
scene. That was good. He's going to have a heart
Just
attack.
want to die. Anyway.
God,
Yeah,
love you
in the
guys.
chat room, everybody is, most people agreeing with you. Most people saying, yeah. Oh, no, Melissa's saying this will not be the clip.
No.
Okay,
All right.
that's
I mean,
fine.
it's,
That's fine.
it's like when they got rid of Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. That was my favorite ride as a kid. I loved that ride. And they
Yeah.
replaced it with Winnie the Pooh. There weren't a bunch of people out front with pickets occupy Mr. Toad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They,
no, you're right.
they were like, oh, new thing.
New thing. Cool.
I've seen this so many times.
Disney
new thing.
changes nothing.
No, I know. Yeah.
Hey, in fact, when you sent me pictures of you at Fort Wilderness, the signs are the same when my dad took me.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Do you realize I'm talking to Disney people
Okay,
here because
all right.
it's you're the problem here. Like they are laughing all the way to the bank
Yeah.
because they can roll out the same boat parade they've been doing since the 70s and they haven't had to spend any
Dude,
money.
Probably the same boats.
And then some businessman, some evil business. Listen, I'm an evil businessman. I think like an
Finally, all of this just to get him to admit that.
Yeah, I
all
think
of that just to get him to say the one phrase.
but I'm too dumb to be good at business, so I'm just evil, poor
okay.
at business.
No, we're okay. We do all
evil,
right.
bad at businessman.
Average. Say evil average.
Yeah. All I do is not make money, and people are like, yes. So they are saying people
Oh my
want us
God.
to keep it the same.
Wait a minute, I got an
yes!
idea. I got an idea.
Make them spend the money. It's your money.
You have to save the parade. You have to bring your boat to Fort Wilderness, and you have to drive in. You have to storm the parade in your own boat, in Tom Van's boat. You and your boys. You'll have lights on it. You'll hide in the shadows. Right? At 3, 2, 1, the boys hit the levers. Boom, the light. I'll help you.
Confederate
I'll come help
flags.
you. I won't go to Disney with you, but I will help you. We're in the shadows. We're right on the mangroves on the side. We got your boat there. We loaded it in
I
somehow.
bring some fireworks.
Yeah, bring some mortars. We get some mortars of fireworks, and then we storm it just like.
And some old man is driving the tug, but it's not automated.
Oh,
like,
I'll
they could
incapacitate him. I'll knock him out.
They could easily automate it and make it awesome, but no. You're like, leave it the same with the old man.
Now
That's cheap for
there's
them.
2 ways we could do this. You could pull it beside him, and then I can launch to the boat, and I could creep in there, and then I can play the role of the old man.
Well, you have
I
to,
could dress as an old man.
but you have to kill him and throw him overboard.
I'll do it. I'll do
You have
it.
to commit murder.
I'm ready to do it.
And then I'll get
Yeah.
my son to fireworks.
I
We'll
will.
add some fireworks.
Yeah.
All
Now,
right.
do you want me to just pretend that I'm the old man and I'll continue the thing, and you just get on the caboose? You get at the end and you're shooting the rockets off. I'll do the loop. We'll come back around. Then I'm going to jump off, and you'll have a scuba tank ready for us.
Okay, that's our escape.
Yeah, that's our escape. We'll scuba tank out of there.
I just feel like if some mortars went off at the very end, just one mortar, then who's going to be like, what? Like, they're going to be like, oh, that's
one
pretty
bottle
cool.
rocket.
Yeah, it's
We'll
just
take what we
something.
can get.
Something.
I'm going to tell you right now, you guys won't even get as far as getting in the boat because when that thing pulls around, the people that are there every freaking year for the past 60, 50 years, oh, where's Smitty? Old Smitty. He drives it every year. That's the best part of our vacation. Where's old Smitty? Like, that's how diehard they are.
Love it. Let's get a photo with him.
Dude, Disney pays old man Smitty nothing. He probably does it for volunteers.
50 years.
Yeah,
He's got a 50-year pin on his lapel.
Like, do you understand this business? Like, a lot of the employees that work here, they were like, I'd work here for free,
They
too.
tricked that old man into thinking it's cool.
It's insane.
Dude, file the forms. Disney's a religion.
They've tricked everybody to believing they're like, we're going to keep everything the same, not change nothing, and charge 8 times more,
They give him some
and then people will love it.
They give him a golden figurine, and
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
like, they love me. They don't love you,
They
Smitty.
haven't given you a raise in 30 years, but they gave you $200 worth of gold in the form of a statue.
Oh, my God.
We could make these campsites better, but we're leaving them the same. Look, I was looking at the water, the pool area in Fort Wilderness.
It's the same.
And I'm like, this hasn't changed in
No.
30 years,
Since
40 years.
Like, since I was a kid, man.
I'm like, you could build better slides and stuff, and people would go crazy, right? They
Yeah.
wouldn't like it if you change the slide and everything. It could be better, people. Do you understand?
If you go into the arcade that's over by the restaurant,
Yes!
you can pull that X-Men game aside, and it literally behind it there's a vote for Reagan sticker.
Yeah. They can make the arcade better.
Yeah.
Make it better. We're paying 8 times more.
The arcade is pretty much the same
It is-
than
if
when
it-
I was there.
That same X-Men game is still
Yeah.
there for 6 people, and there's 2 screens,
Yeah.
and all the kids
well,
are
we
mad.
never had that, but I'm just saying when I went there, like I'm saying as a young man, it's very much similar. It's like very, very
And
similar.
Disney will make it better if you guys complain about it because they have the money. They'll be like, oh, yeah, we can afford 10 million arcade games. Who cares?
Yep.
But they're like, you can't change it. The old Disney people will get pissed.
That's
Well, they
true.
tried to make
They
it
do.
free.
your fault.
At
They-
one point,
they
it was
do
like,
get pissed.
we're going to take away the shooting gallery that just closed.
They got pissed about that.
They got mad. They took away the ability to put quarters in and shoot, and they made it free. And it's like, no, part of the nostalgia is I have to pay you 25 cents to play. I was like, y'all are insane.
Yeah.
Insane. They made it free so more people can do it, but you would rather pay the quarter because that's part of the experience. You can go.
Do you do hoop-de-doo while you're out there?
Now, hold on.
Do you go to that?
Oh, my God. I just had a brilliant evil businessman idea.
hear
Okay,
it.
I like these.
You start a company, right? And then you make everything as SE and as cheap as possible. And then
well,
you
we've
get-
already done that.
And then you eventually charge more and more and more, and then
We're doing that.
And then so you're like, well, we can upgrade and get better, but we'll put out false. Like people claiming to get mad. Like we'll change one small thing and then we'll be like, hey, and then we'll change it back and we'll be like, people got mad.
The false flag to force it back. yeah.
People got mad, so we change it back. And
Yeah.
then so they're mad at the people and not mad at the evil corporation that's charging an insane amount of money and not changing anything for 35 years.
So are you claiming that the nostalgia people could be plants, industry plants?
Well, that's what evil businessman would do
That's
because
true.
that would then cause all the hate towards the Disney people, and we're just like, hey, we're just doing what you
they
guys
want. We're just
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
what they want.
But because I can't imagine a world where if someone's showing up and then wants everything to be old S that's been
Hey,
around for
I'm
40
glad,
years.
I'm glad Sam's in here. Check this out. The
Sam.
Frontierland Shooting Arcade at Walt Disney World's Magic Kingdom will permanently close at the end of June 23rd, 2024 to make room for the new Disney Vacation Club member lounge.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Because they would get this old ass out of it, like the member lounge.
Burn
like,
it to the ground.
Yeah, people will be mad about this, but we
Wow.
need these member lounges to be
yeah.
nice.
Wow.
Because the one at Epcot is dog ass.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
it's so bad. The windows haven't been cleaned. And,
Oh, she's saying nothing to do with making the range free, and then she's claiming misinformation. Well, yeah, I mean, everything on this show is misinformation. So.
No, this is all facts. Everything on here is 100% true.
But the shooting range, no one wants that. Except for nostalgic
see,
reasons, like but young
Yeah,
kids.
see, I always that's the one that always gets me when you go, no one wants that.
Well,
because I don't, people do, there are some people that want that.
There's 3 people somewhere who took a picture holding that gun in '82. And they
So
wanted-
that's what I'm doing.
right.
Well, I'm saying the kids nowadays.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like my sons have
They
never
don't
been
want
like,
that.
what is this? Oh
I
my
don't
God,
even-
like we did in the 80s.
Yeah.
Anyway.
They're like, we have the app on our phone where we can play this game virtually. It's more fun.
Yeah, I mean, I also think that, like even something is like Buzz Lightyear, like
Dude, Buzz Lightyear. You know,
so I mean, like even that, like I know it's new and it's updated, but I don't even think kids want that. Like you go and you ride it, and you're just like, well, that's.
well, half of the gears
good.
are broken. When you go to turn the knobs to make the thing turn, it keeps like listing to the right or the left, and they said, oh, it's part of the skill. It's like, no, it's just because you haven't fixed the damn gears. They're broken.
No, if
it's broken.
If we fix it, people will get mad.
I don't want it to
leave
work.
it bad and crappy because that's what the Disney people want.
Yeah, Splash Mountain was bad. People complain. I think people just like to complain.
They do.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm sure that people are going to complain. I'm sure there was complaint about, people landing on the Muppets for.
Oh my
you
gosh,
know,
dude, the backlash of the Muppets. If they didn't turn the Rock and Roller Coaster into that Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem, there would have
Yeah.
been riots by angry college
Yeah,
kid.
it's just like, to me, it's just like you're never gonna win. So you have to pick a direction and march.
But they did luck out that they have a business where they like, oh, we could make this playground state of the art, the best playground in the world, but we're not because people wanted to leave it the same. It was just
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, that is a lie. I'm not even sure
There's a
that they're
nostalgia.
saying that. It's just they don't even need to say it, right?
Yeah.
It's just the illusion of even nostalgia. I mean,
Yeah. Because in what other business where you can easily make things better and then claim that people want them the same?
like I'm trying to think of an example. The only thing I can think of right now, like my car. Like, I don't get a choice in my car upgrading itself. It upgrades itself constantly, right?
Yeah.
It's always upgrading itself, which actually makes it a value because, turn signals get better. Camera software gets faster, better. They are adding XM Sirius satellite radio. I'm getting new features, right? That's cool. I mean, that's like, I can't think of anything else where you would opt in for something like that and they wouldn't just like kind of hide that from you and then like, yeah, let's just let it float away and save the money.
It's a classic car with the AM FM radio.
Yeah.
You could add a CD player to it, but you're like, no, that ruins it.
Right.
The owner's like, all right, we'll just leave it the same. Yes, I'm rich. Anyway, Joey, thanks for coming by.
We love you, buddy.
If someone
Thank
wants to contact you for a tour,
yeah,
what's
he
the
is
best
still
way?
doing the tours.
Yeah, I am. Just reach out to me, all social media platforms, Joey Mazzant, Mazzant. First name's Joey. If you can't spell it, I can't help you. And as always, thank you guys for everybody who favorited my wife's Etsy store, The Gem Jam. I appreciate that very much. It's free to just like it. So thank you everybody for all that. I appreciate y'all very much.
There you go.
All right, we will see you tomorrow.
Welcome back to A Corporate Time.
Paul Williams is here. How you doing,
Hey,
Paul? So
love me some Paul.
This has nothing to do with nothing, but
No.
I want to tell you guys a story.
Yeah, he
So-
just appeared in the studio. Poof.
And we were joking around about fast food and how it's
gotten terrible.
It's gotten bad
Yeah.
in the recent years. So
Even my Taco Bell, which
yeah.
they've always done me right. It's bad. It's bad
So
now.
I have a mission for people: go to a fast food restaurant during a super important holiday when you shouldn't be there, and then look around. Okay. So on Thanksgiving,
On Thanksgiving Day.
On Thanksgiving Day,
Yeah.
we got our RV, and then we traveled to our campsite on Thanksgiving Day. Right?
Okay.
And so when we loaded up our RV and everything, and then we left, and it was like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And we stopped by McDonald's because the kids were hungry.
Yeah.
We're all hungry for lunch.
Yeah.
We're like, we're just gonna get this.
You don't need to preface it, man. You're a dad. You're allowed to stop by McDonald's.
And we
You're allowed to do that.
And I had to not do drive-through because obviously you can't go through drive-through without towing a travel trailer or whatever.
Yeah.
So I jump out and I get the kids. I'm like, what do you want? Whatever. So I walk inside and I forget that it's Thanksgiving Day, right? Thanksgiving Day at 1:30 p.m. Right?
Yeah.
And then I walk in and there's like the crowd that's inside of McDonald's on Thanksgiving Day is a mishmash of the mentally ill. And I'm there too. So
well, you're obviously just an observer. Like there has to be a doctor on site when the mentally ill are there.
and I didn't. It dawned on me, and then the people. There was like 2 employees because obviously.
Wait, hold on. Can I guess? One hospital gown. Am I on the board? Am I on the board?
Back wide open.
Yeah. Paul
Yeah,
and I'll share that.
but-
That's a half point each.
Yeah.
We'll
But
go
they
half point
have
each on that.
pants on. They wouldn't let them leave without pants. But the gown is on the top.
Okay.
Like with this
Yes.
long.
Yeah, our friend Dom from Western Trading Company is here as well.
Like
Good to see you.
sweatpants.
Yes. Yeah.
Good to see you.
I'm not joking. When I walked in, a person waiting in line turned around. By the way, a long line because obviously 2 employees who
And they're ordering a lot.
I felt bad for those employees
yeah, you
because
should.
they are there instead of with their
Yeah.
families. And one guy turned to me right when I walked in. He's like, "McDonald's saved my life." and then I was like, "Oh my God, I'm in McDonald's at Thanksgiving. Like I deserve this. This is my fault."
The greatest thing that can be told to you when you walk into a McDonald's is when an overly aggressive man runs up to you and goes, "Give me a fist bump," and where? And I'm like, "Uh-oh, it's happening."
And,
It is. It's definitely happening.
And that's my new challenge to everybody. Go into McDonald's Christmas Day.
Yeah, New Year's.
Dude, I think it's
Dude.
actually closed Christmas Day, but
I mean, that's your perfect opportunity to dad joke joke it when they say, "Oh, can I take your order?" Say, "Yeah, I would like to have a McTurkey, please."
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
I like the McTurkey.
Go into Crystal Burger
Yes.
on like Easter.
Yeah.
I went to Crystal Burger.
I love Crystal Burger.
I was in New
You a
Orleans.
fan? I'm a fan. I love a Crystal Burger.
I was on Bourbon Street. I was staying on Bourbon Street. This was probably 15 years ago. I got blackout wasted, and I was staying with some of my buddies, and I was like, I got drunk and brought home. It was $85 worth of Crystal Burgers.
Yeah.
And these guys were asleep. They went home early, and I started just pelting them with tiny Crystal Burgers when I got back to the hotel room. I don't think I ate any of the food. They were all projectiles.
You're just
I
throwing burgers
I went through a phase where I would buy sacks of burgers and just throw them at people. This was not an isolated incident at all.
Funny story. Same exact Crystal Burger.
Oh.
Supervillains are in New Orleans, and we're walking around, and we're walking back to the bus with 48, like 2 sacks,
Yeah,
24 in
you
each.
You get the suitcase. Remember when they do the suitcase?
Yeah.
One person's worth of Crystal Burgers is what
For
you got.
real.
Yeah.
And Scart drops 24 of them all over the ground.
Oh,
and this
Scart.
proceeds to start stuffing them back into the little boxes
That's what I would do too.
on Bourbon Street.
Oh,
So
man.
yeah, I was like, dude, they're gone, man.
I honestly don't care.
And that's
No,
where
but no, I
that's
call
where
it-
COVID started.
Exactly.
No, I don't care about any of that.
Yeah.
Anything can land in anything. I'll eat it.
Bourbon Street.
It's
is
a
No, I
mixture
know,
of
but I'll
pretty
just
bad.
as long as it's not
Pee,
wet.
poo.
As long as it's not
Yeah,
wet.
yeah.
If it just lands, I'm fine. Dirt, I'll brush it off. I'm seriously, I'm gross like that.
Every time you take someone to Bourbon Street for the first time and you go around at night, they're like, "Oh, this is a cool party." And then the next day when you walk around in the daytime and the smell of like a noon
Right.
walk through Bourbon Street.
Right.
It's the grossest. It smells like a dumpster.
It smells like someone ate like 24 crystals and took
Yeah.
an S on the ground.
yeah, it can. It
Yeah.
can taste like that.
ima-
Or smell like that, rather.
Imagine the White Castle or Crystal Burger employee that goes and watches for the first time the movie Harold and Kumar. Like go to what is it?
White
Go to White
Castle.
Castle, whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
And then they're
I've
watching
never
it,
seen that.
and then they're like, "This is gonna make my job worse because this is gonna be the new clientele forever now."
Well, thankfully, I think it's out, right? Like it's been long enough where I think you're okay.
And they can't order fast and order too much, and now my life is gonna be ruined because of this movie. All right.
Although I will say, and we can end on this, the crystals the one in Daytona Beach.
That's the one by my house.
I went to that one, and there's only one man that runs it, and he does it all by himself. And
Really?
the dude is awesome because you can tell he's got a system.
Yeah,
Like he's got a
yeah.
mustache too. He's awesome.
We were
Yeah.
kids like you didn't go to Daytona and not stop at Crystal on the way
Correct.
back to
Yeah.
Orlando.
Then obviously I'm Volusia County trash. That's the way we did it. You go to Daytona, you hit the Crystal Burger.
I'm
Absolutely.
freshly trash.
Yeah, I like that.
And it's
yeah,
cool.
you're a Volusia man now.
I
I
am.
gained so
I'm
much more respect for
I'm
you
a
now.
Freshly Volusia
You're in
County
my old
trash.
stomping ground. My dad and I saw a homeless man diarrhea his
Come on.
white pants,
Yes.
and it bubbled out over the top like a diaper in that Crystal Burger.
I am the
In that Crystal Burger.
I am the neighbor in my neighborhood that everyone's like, "Oh, that dick's from Orlando."
yeah.
He came here.
Liberal. Get the hell out of here.
Yeah, he came here, just brought his Obama flag. Jeez.
Oh, yeah. Get your pronouns out of here.
Seriously.
All right. Bye-bye.
And we're back.
We're using it.
I like this. We are so disjointed this week. Yesterday, I called every show we did a mediocre time. It wasn't. It was a corporate time. I don't know where I'm at. I don't know what I'm recording, who I'm talking to, what the guests are. We are ready for Christmas.
I think it's my fault for sitting in Baldwin Park traffic for 20 minutes somehow.
Yeah, it's just called a school.
Yeah.
Respect education.
Seriously,
That's what it's
I
called.
think once you build a neighborhood based around single lane roads everywhere,
It's rough.
Probably a bad idea.
It's rough.
Yeah.
So, as you heard, Paul and Dom are here. How you guys
Hey.
doing?
All right.
And of course, we're going to talk about all things going on in Sanford. You know what? We have a BDM that posted on the BDM page that's coming to Florida for the first time. I think ever since he started to be he left Florida, became a BDM, and now it's his first time back.
Really?
And he's heard a lot of things from us and promoting in Sanford. And he said, "Hey, what do I do?" And there's a whole post about what to do. So, Paul, Dom, what would you suggest this BDM does? Lay out a nice Sanford weekend, Saturday
never
to
asked
Sunday.
you guys. That's a good idea.
Is he staying in the Airbnb?
Well, it's booked. Some lady booked it for a full month.
Yeah.
They
When
said.
is this arrival date?
This will play on today.
Yeah.
And when is he? I'm saying when is he coming?
Oh, I think he's coming this weekend. I think let's just say this weekend. Or maybe the weekend after Christmas, because I bet both weekends are going to be packed because pre-Christmas.
Well, if it's this weekend, that's a great lead-in because we have Santa Palooza all day Saturday at Celery City West End, doing a little Christmas music festival.
Yeah,
Okay.
so
So that'd be a great one.
There's 14 bands playing, and it's all headlined by Bad Santa and Angry Elves.
We know those guys. Yeah,
Yeah.
I love Bad Santa.
Yeah,
We
great
got
guys.
Gargamel playing. We got UFO playing. The Intracoastals.
know
all
all
of
those
our,
guys.
Like, great solo guys, Jency and Tom Solo.
And is that the Courtyard at Celery City?
It's both bars.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
All day, both bars.
Yeah, we'll have 3 stages going. So we'll have
Yeah.
Celery City stage going, the Wild West stage, which we are brand new. We have a brand new stage
Hey,
now.
congratulations,
at Wild
guys.
West
That's
that
awesome.
we can pop out whenever we want to, and then of course in the venue in the West End Live.
Okay.
So but I mean, obviously, a great recommendation is to have dinner at Willow Tree. I think if someone's coming in for the first time, make sure that they get in there because that's a cool place to go.
I work for West End, and I literally was about to be like, well, first you're going to start off
Yeah.
by having a schnitzel over at
Yeah,
Willow
holla
Tree.
right,
Right. I
that's
mean,
a-
well, the cohesiveness between all of
But
you
they-
guys and
they
what
do
you,
pay
the
me,
differences
so
in
it's-
what you
yeah.
do are,
I mean, we're even partners with those guys. They obviously, if you guys don't know, they own the joint that's inside of West End, the food program that we have there. So, yeah,
food
man,
program. It's all I eat. Like
Yeah.
all I eat
Yeah,
at
yeah.
West End now are the sliders.
dude, the cauliflower bites.
I
Cauliflower bites.
don't think I can stop. No, I have to have the sliders. He knows. As soon
Yeah,
as
I
I
know.
walk in, I get the sliders. Every single time.
And next time you
so
come by,
good.
go to Maya Rosa and check out at Wild West End. Check out one of their smash burgers.
Okay.
Maya Rosa, like they got this. What is it like? Onion jam or onion jelly on
Okay.
there, bruh.
Yeah.
So good.
So like,
Oh, their French fries too. He must put a little bit of sugar on them.
Has
Oh my
to be.
God, they're so
that's the
good.
secret.
Yeah.
You get them, get you hooked. But
Yeah.
so I mean, Sanford obviously has good food choices for you wherever you're going to go.
Sure.
But I do like hitting up Hollabox German
Yeah, for
Restaurant
sure.
first. You get in there, maybe get a pre-beer, maybe get some appetizers, get a pretzel.
I mean, the checklist. You obviously have a Sunshine State Bomb at West End. That's
Love it.
That's a tried and true staple. Run through the beer list at Celery City if you're looking for some craft beer.
maybe get a sushi while you're
Yeah,
there too.
sushi if you're looking for that at Sushi and Soul. There's just a Saturday, Sunday. There's so many options. If he's there for Sunday, Chicken Poop Bingo at Wild West End is a great weekly thing to go to. That's a lot of fun.
Nice.
How's New Year's Eve in Sanford? I don't, I've never spent New Year's Eve in Sanford, but I imagine it's
rocking. Yeah.
a ton
Yeah.
of stuff going on.
So New Year's Eve this year we have the Supervillains playing.
Yeah.
Who are those guys?
We haven't played in like almost I'm guessing like almost 2 months.
Been a minute, right?
We've been taking some time off. Everybody kind of doing their family thing for the holidays and
Nice.
stuff. So Supervillains are playing. We've got 2 free sets later on in the evening, and then we got an early VIP set at 7:00. You can get tickets for that at westendvenue.com. And then up front we got DJ's Wayne, and then over next
Loves
door
Wayne.
at Wild West End we have DJ Ray Ray. So we got live music and DJs all night. Supervillains.
little champagne toast action at midnight.
Right.
All right.
I love it.
Or
And-
if you get the VIP with the Supervillains, you get a Jaeger toast
Yeah.
at midnight.
Beef it
nice.
up.
I do
Because
like-
we're still drinking that stuff like we're children.
I think I want to swing back to that.
yeah,
I think I'm going
yeah,
back to Jaeger.
I had a few last night, and I got to tell you, I feel right as rain this morning.
So last
Yeah.
night was our employee Christmas party.
Oh yeah, that's
Oh,
another
yeah.
reason why I was late, because I just came from the HR, the new company we're going to be working with after last night.
Yeah.
so-
Oh yeah, you have some issues. Yeah. Really? Did you have some issues?
So over the next few days, we're gonna find out who hooked up with who.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
Oh yeah, we talked about that. Yeah,
Yeah.
you guys ever had any? Not that you want to
Ever?
get into this, but have you ever had any issues where you had to like the next day you had to like bring somebody in your office and like set them straight?
Oh, I mean,
The place is like Spanish Fly.
dude,
Yeah.
they just can't, keep their hands off each other, man.
Yeah. Oh man, that's what I miss. I wish
What
I
the
was.
sneakers don't realize is that we have cameras everywhere, so we
Yeah.
already know. Yeah.
Oh wow,
Paul,
really?
do you feel obligated to give a speech at the employee Christmas party?
I don't feel obligated, but I do.
Yeah. Is it
That's
sober
how-
or drunk?
I don't drink.
But like Paul, I thought you would stop drinking too.
Let me tell you why.
I was stoned out of my
Okay,
gourd.
that's fair. That's
So, like
fair.
I said, I just came from the HR company.
Yeah.
And partly due to all of the managers speaking last night.
Yeah, I should have maybe held the mic for myself. Because there was some. I mean, they started setting up for the Christmas party at 5 p.m. and that's when they started deciding to do shots.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
Look, I don't drink anymore, so I was like, whoa.
You know, we've
I'm
really
drinking today. Let's have some
we've really
cocktails.
cleaned that
Yeah.
up as far like we don't. So back in the day, it was like I said the words. I used to say the words regularly. Hey, you want to do a shot? No, I don't really feel like it. I would say the words drink or clock out,
Okay, all right.
and I meant it.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit different. The 47-year-old Paul's a little different, you know,
Yeah.
liability and whatnot, you know.
Is a different animal.
So, Paul, let's talk about because we're we're releasing this on Wednesday, and we've never really talked to you about the business of being a bar owner. And
sounds hard to me.
for a weird job. I don't think we've ever had a bar owner as a weird job and talk to a person. So
Well, at least not one that we like. You know.
Well, maybe make some calls.
I'm joking.
and we've talked
But
about.
to me, it's a strange one because it's a hard one.
It is.
It's on my list of like, why would you choose it? Because it goes into restaurant, and restaurant is hard.
Bar Life it chose me. I didn't choose it. It chose me.
Oh, but it's also like kind of like podcasting and other like sought after jobs where people think they want
that's good. Yeah,
because ever since Cheers, I think like people want.
Sam
like,
Malone owning the bar. It's a dream. It is
Yes,
an
it's the
American dream.
I
The
wanna
bar
own-
owner is an American dream. Maybe even more than the restaurateur.
It's literally no different than any other small business owning job. Because here's the thing. People think that all of a sudden you open a bar and you're going to be a millionaire the next day.
right.
It's not that. You have to put in years and years of consistent effort and work and,
And you got to learn, right?
making mistakes, and learning and making mistakes.
But it's also weird that people think you're so rich because you could look around and even though if you're a packed bar and everybody's drinking, it's like you're not making.
It's not opulent. It's not like you're.
A Miller Lite isn't $180 a piece. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Like
We talk about it all the
That's
time.
the
like,
misconception.
$3
Busy does not mean profitable.
There you
No.
go. Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
like you have to sell a lot of drinks to make a profit, and then you pay everybody. So it's like it doesn't scream to be a super money maker. Like I understand people are like, oh, like it makes some money, and you like you said, it can after years, but it's not like you're selling Bugattis or something. You know what I'm saying? You're selling.
Well, how do you start? Like, so how does a young Paul? So you're how old when you decide that you want
We
to
opened West. I was 29 when we opened West End. So
Wow, man, that's
you-
congrats.
You owned bars in Texas before that.
I worked for a family that owned bars in college,
Okay.
and they taught me a lot about the bar business. But they taught me about community too. They taught me about the importance of community and working with others in community and how important that was. So
write
when I moved,
down community.
All right, community.
Because we don't do it. We're like very
Right,
up until like you guys showing up, I was like, F this community. This place sucks. We're the kings of the community. Release the oil.
when I moved to Florida, I vowed to get out of the bar business and do something else, and I did for about 5 years, and then
OnlyFans.
I just like kind of fell in love with Sanford and decided to. I thought it was it was rough around the edges in 2006 for sure.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I decided like this. I think this has this
That's
place
your
has
spot.
potential and it's cheap enough. So I kept working my job and I opened West End and it took years and years and years to turn. I probably didn't make $1 out of West End for the first 8 years it was open.
Christ.
So
There's the real answer, right?
yeah,
So like, let's just say
People know what 8 years is. I know
yeah,
that.
it's a long time.
Yeah, it is a long time.
Let's just talk about like if someone out there, his dream is to open a bar.
I know people
right?
that where there's Cat like Pat.
Yeah, no,
That
we were
is
joking
his
there.
dream.
And so, like, where do you even start? Like, because how many bars now do you own or have you owned?
13.
13 different bars.
Wow, lucky number
Yeah.
13.
And countless other businesses, obviously,
Yep.
but the bar business in particular, like, what's a good start? Is it like theme? Like, where do you look at them, where you're going to put it and how many customers
Yeah,
are
like,
potentially there?
All those things are important, but the most important thing about opening a small business is to make sure you have enough capital to make it through the first 3 years.
Okay.
Because if you don't understand cash flow, then you'll die on the vine real quick. Like, say you have you might have
Is that what we're doing? Are we?
you might have a great concept. You
I
might
feel like
have
we're dying.
You might have a great idea. You might have all of the right stuff, but it takes like a few years to get yourself entrenched. And if you don't have enough cash flow to make it to that, tipping point, you never make. You see these businesses that look like, oh man, that sounds like a great idea, great concept. They don't make it past year 2 because they just ran out of funds. That's really the long and short of it.
And maybe it could have been successful if they just made it another year.
Yes. Because like what I said earlier, all too often someone will say, you know what, I'd like to open a bar. And they quit their job, they cash in their 401k, and they open a bar, and then all of a sudden it didn't make them enough money, and they're in year 2 going into year 3, and this thing's still losing, and they're like, well, this is stupid. I'm just going to go back to work, and they have to start all back over again. This happens all the time.
That's what Jeff Howe did. I want to point it out. I want to be on the record. I want to stare into the.
I shouldn't have laughed that loud.
That's what you did. That's what our friend Jeff Howe did with his bar. He bought it, and then year 2 and 3, he was like, "This
And then
sucks.
if you
I'm going
think
back
the
to work."
bar business is hard, the restaurant business is hard.
Yes, yeah.
Write
No,
that
I
down.
know.
Write that down. Also, put an underline under community.
So, okay, let's
Double
just say, step 1, let's just say the person has enough capital to make it past 3 years, right? But that still doesn't guarantee success.
No,
Obviously,
Does not guarantee success.
So,
No, because I'm putting it up my nose.
so
Everything we're bringing in, I'm
That's
putting it up my
the other
nose.
problem,
Yeah.
man. In
I
this,
just
in,
wanna-
in
Yeah.
this particular industry is that you have to remember that it's a business. Like if you were around me 10 years ago, that I had my fun and all that stuff, but I got up and went to work every day. It's easy to get caught up in the moment of drinking beer and shots all night and then just sleeping all day the next day. You have to treat it as a business at the same time.
Yeah, because
I've been there.
I want to.
Yeah, I think that is the one thing that all 4 of us absolutely have in common.
That's
is
what I
that-
did from 30 to
Yeah,
35.
we all know that feeling because radio guys and bar guys are the same in that
Yeah.
regard. Where it's
My
like, well,
30
I'll see you in the
my
morning.
30 to 40 decade, I don't think that there's a human being that drank more than me between the age of 30 and the age of 40.
I would agree with that.
See, I want to open a bar just so every day when I walk in, they're like, "Oh, Tom's here!" I'm like, shots for everyone, and then everyone's
that's
like,
the Sam Malone.
That was my business plan right there.
That's the Sam Malone.
Yeah. Then I'm plowing an old hag in my
Yeah.
office.
Oh my God, that's the best part.
Yeah.
That's the best
So
part.
that's the one thing that
Paul
I
doesn't want to talk
didn't
about
wa-
that.
No, I didn't.
He's
That's
gonna
a-
beat you up now.
that
This
is a-
guy's so
No,
he's
I'm
gonna
saying-
El Camon you
I'm
on the
not saying
hat.
that's a
I
pause.
told you never mention the hag.
No, I'm saying that's what I want to do.
That's
what I
an
wanna
easy.
do, too.
That is, honestly though, that's an easy reputation to get as a bar owner too.
What, a hag banger?
Yes, you can get that dirty,
I think that's what I want to be,
reputation.
little Denny hag banger.
Hey, while you're writing stuff down, write down Hag Banger. That's my new band.
Oh, hag.
That's my new band name.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's definitely a metal band.
Yeah,
So-
hag banger.
So, and then, so what is really the next step after you got
And she's
enough
got
capital?
short hair, one of those old short hair.
And
Looks like Carol from Walking Dead.
does the theme matter? Does how much bar area do you need as opposed to seats? Like, I'm sure there's
Yeah.
equations.
Where
like,
does the butt
do you
funnel
need
come in?
Live entertainment always. TVs.
There is a science to all that, you're for sure. And the biggest, the easiest answer to that is, you pick your concept, but you have to be adaptable to what's going on in the world. That's any business.
Tom's not adaptable.
If your concept is a dead concept, you have to adjust to what's happening in the world. Just like today, this is a great thing to talk about. Young kids are drinking less. They don't drink as much alcohol. They don't binge drink like when I was 21. I was a binge drinker.
I've seen
just
that,
like
yes.
everyone in this room binge drank. These kids aren't doing that. So there's
They're
alternatives.
gooning. I heard that.
There's alternatives. Just like at West End, we're serving THC seltzers, and they're going well. But that's a pivot. You have to understand the pivots, and you got to be able to get ahead of them.
By the way, when you look up what binge drinking actually means, you're like, I thought that was regular drinking.
Yeah, I know.
I thought that
We've
was
had it wrong.
how you were supposed to do it.
Binge drinking is 3 drinks.
I remember when I used to
You're
go
like,
to,
what?
when I was 35, and I would go for my every couple years doctor visit, and they would make me fill out that part. Say, how many drinks do you have per week? And I would write a number that was probably like a quarter of what I actually had, and the doctor would have a serious conversation with me.
I like to write the
You're like, I
real
lied
number.
about this.
I like to write the real number, but I read it in crayon, which really throws it for a loop. I wrote like 80.
Too many.
Well, that's like the Ric Flair documentary where he writes.
Yeah.
He says he has 7 mixed drinks
And
and then 10 like beers a day
Yeah.
or whatever. And then doctor's like, no, you don't. This is impossible. He's like, yes, I do. Like, some doctors think that things are impossible. That every day,
Yeah.
like people are
Take
going to
that,
work
science.
like this.
A regular day back then for me was probably 20-ish double vodka and sodas, and
man.
probably 20 or 25 shots of whiskey in a night.
Oh my God!
I almost cursed, and this is we're not supposed to curse on this show, but I almost just naturally just sitting here listening to you talk, I almost yelled the F word. Wow,
That was a regular night for me.
Yeah.
And
Well, you didn't show it that much, really.
That
I mean,
people used to ask me all the time. It's like, oh, hey, I saw you the night. I was so
Oh,
talk to you. I'd be like,
right.
I have no idea what you're talking about right now.
yeah, I don't like those. When I get
was-
those, yeah, I've done those before.
Yeah.
Hey, saw you last night down at Caddyshake's having a Bud Light. Really?
Yeah.
Did my wife know? How did I get down there?
Yeah. I was not there.
Right.
Paul,
Right.
I'm curious to your opinion because you could speak on this as like indoor space, outdoor space. Because
Ooh,
I
like what he likes best, better to manage,
well,
better to.
like Celery City, obviously a tremendous, beautiful outdoor
I love
space
that
you could
bar.
fit a lot of people. You could put. You built a new stage.
Yeah.
I saw.
Yeah, I love the courtyard.
the
I
courtyard-
love
Me
just-
too.
I love sitting under Florida trees drinking beer.
Yeah.
That is
That's the dream, and if you do have outdoor space, you just have to realize that when it rains, it sucks.
okay, because then you're
so
like,
there's no way around.
We're,
it. It's
we're in
just-
Florida,
Yeah.
so it's like good days are real good, bad days are real bad.
Yeah.
And then again, that's what things you have to account for. And that's why I imagine that like owning multiple bars kind of gives you a safeguard in the fact that if like one bar is not doing so well today, this bar props the other one, And I've seen
That's why we build it the way we do. We try to have wildly different concepts. That way, that you're meeting a different demographic at each place, and then also like, okay, if it's this kind of day, this one does better. If it's this kind of day, this one does better.
We try to make all of our merch look exactly the same. So
Makes sense.
So
Yeah, all black.
we're like all black, same design. I don't know whether or not selling.
Is that why I've seen a bunch of partners be involved in a bunch of different bars? So like they diversify and it becomes less like
Like an owners group of some sort.
So the way we do it, the way that we like to do it, it's my little brother and I, and we have different partners in different bars. But when we go to open a new place, say like when we open Celery City, that's Shane is our partner there, who's in charge of that bar. He's a owner. He's a partner. He's also the general manager. But like we have to have someone who's an owner who has skin in the game and boots on the ground. So that's our rules for opening a new place. I can't open a new place without someone who's going to be the last line of defense. I'll be there to shepherd them, but like I can't. I'm spread too thin to open another bar and be the guy who has to do all the stuff. I can't. I don't have any time for that.
What are some of the like expenses of bar ownership
the biggest?
That people aren't thinking about? No, like insurance is a big
Dude,
one, right?
I'll give you a figure. So West End's liability insurance this year. How about let's do this? Let's play a game. You guess what the liability
Oh, he
insurance
loves
is
these.
for West
He
End.
loves games. He loves games.
Yeah.
And pretend it's Jigsaw, and then if you get it wrong, you're dead.
Yeah.
But it's the insurance company's fault.
Well, it's funny, but I just
Because
paid,
Jigsaw, he had that angle.
I just paid liability insurance for this office.
Yeah, you did.
Yearly
All right.
liability insurance.
Yeah, but we're not a bar.
We're not a bar. No one ever shows up here.
We're also with our square footage, we're put into the nightclub category. So
Oh, okay. So it's a nightclub.
nightclubs are different machine.
That's a different breed.
Yeah. So, like, our insurance here was $780
For the year?
Yeah, why would you say that to Paul?
And no, well, and we don't serve alcohol. We don't do business.
We serve alcohol.
No, but not like to the public.
Just went
to our
up.
customers.
I serve it to the public.
No.
Out the
Just
back.
went up.
I serve it out the back.
Yeah. And it's kind of a waste because nobody would like. It's just we're going to sue ourselves.
Yeah, I know.
By the way, I would if I did break my leg. I'll drag myself in here. I'm from Miami. I know.
He knows his rights.
I know
I'm
my
from
rights.
Miami. I know my rights.
If I broke my leg on my 4-wheeler, I would tape it up, drive over here, drag myself,
And drive it through
just drag myself to the front door, and then play the tape. I broke it here.
All
Anyway.
right, guess it. Try to guess his amount. Nightclub insurance for
For a year.
For a year. His bar compound.
Well, I'm just gonna go $500 a month, so $6,000 a year, which is insanely low. I bet. But,
Ready? $85,000.
That's a very nice automobile.
$85,000.
That's a beautiful loaded SUV you just bought there.
I mean,
you might as well. That's $100,000.
That's too much
alive.
per year.
How much has that gone up over?
Probably a 10% increase
Okay.
over last year.
Yeah, $85,000. Like,
My God.
I like that for sure blows people's mind. Like they,
Like the reasons for some of it too, you wouldn't believe.
Oh, so, I mean, like bars get sued.
yeah, all
for,
the
the
time.
time.
for anything.
Sure.
And I feel like they're villainized in like lawsuits. They're like, oh, sue the bar. Like that's the first like like
Always.
oh, the bar. What he served this guy drinks, sue the bar. And then it's like it became sue the bar. And then now Paul's paying $85,000.
I mean, that's why the insurance is so high. That's exactly why, because these cases, they that's you're paying a lawyer to settle these cases, and
yeah,
so-
and that's how what it is. Yeah.
That's why if you can't walk funny and the bartender says, sorry, you can't have any more, don't be a dick and just leave. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. And then, Paul, I wonder, has there ever been a concept that didn't work? That
Man,
you were
I was going to
surprised?
ask him that. Yeah.
like-
or something that you wanted it to work, but it just maybe it's not the right time, or
sure, it happened this summer with old Kinderhook.
Okay.
right,
mean,
gotcha.
Yeah.
You wanted it to be bigger. It didn't take
Yeah.
off, and
It just
know.
didn't work.
Yeah.
Like I felt like the concept was great. There was extenuating circumstances, but
Sure.
it just didn't work. And I've had a couple of failures over the years, so that's the only one in this area. But we've taken our lumps there.
So me and Daniel.
Let's go through our failures.
We're
Do you have
done.
some time? Do you have some time?
We were talking about
Marriages. You want to talk marriages first, or
Are we going to do a dance squad this year? We're doing a Tom and Dan dance squad, right?
my side project,
Would you
Hagbanger, is
guys
still not doing
get
good
on
yet.
board if Tom and I did a Tom and Dan dance squad, right? But they're all old hags, right?
Hagbanger?
Yeah, the
Hagbangers.
Hagbangers.
Yeah.
And they're Tom and Dan Hag Squad. And it's like
I feel like it'd be hard to get.
You say
people
it,
to
and
involved.
I'm picturing the chick from Australia, the breakdancer.
What's her name? Tippy Top.
Tippy
Kangaroo.
Top.
What was that girl's name? What's her name?
Oh God!
Transporter.
Oh, the dingo definitely ate her baby.
Yeah, what's the lady's name?
Relax, man, relax.
Not hacky enough though.
She's not haggy enough. I'm talking short-haired gray hags.
I just saw smoke come out of that man's head.
Yeah. Ray gun.
Ray gun.
Ray gun.
I think Tippy Top's pretty close to Ray gun. I don't
Ray
know
gun.
about you guys. But anyway, so we have the Tom and Dan Dance Squad.
Yeah, come on. You're starting
Live
problems.
at the West End Trading Company.
You're gonna get some emails tomorrow. I'd like to join the Hag Squad.
Yeah. Email show at tomanddan.com.
Purple and teal tracksuits from the 90s.
Yes.
Also,
Hack Squad.
is it true that your regulars are who really support your business? Like they're the people that the tried and true, the reason
Absolutely.
businesses actually
Absolutely.
make it. Tiffany was telling us about that. Like it's all the regulars that come all the time. That
Absolutely, yeah. We have a great base of regulars, specifically at West End because we've been around for so long. I've made lifelong friendships of people that have been coming there for 15 or more years. It is like a big family. Like, and even last night, at our employee Christmas party, some of those guys, infiltrate, and it's nice. You get to catch up with them. It's fun.
It is funny that people do want to start bars with after they hear the insurance $85,000.
Yeah,
It's the emotional connection, the friends.
Yeah.
It's the relationships you do meet from those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the reason why I love a bar like my favorite bar down the road, the Hideaway Bar. Like that bar.
Love the Hideaway.
Because, it's hard for me to go to the new Hideaway. Haven't been yet because I like the old Hideaway so much.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? Like, I'm connected to it.
Totally.
I'm definitely connected to your bars
Yeah.
now. Like, there's no way I can go into West End and not think about quitting my job and then partying at the West End and then creating a podcast and now working with you. You see what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like,
absolutely.
You're part of my life. I
Yeah.
can't
Same.
That's not going away.
Yeah.
Another aspect that people forget about is the local law enforcement is constantly trying to trick your employees into serving them alcohol. Well, this is not hard enough. I need the local cops looking like they're 40, trying to buy a beer, and then making a valid excuse like, my
What's
ID's
up,
in my
fellow
truck.
young people?
Yeah.
Which again, when a bartender says, "Can I see your ID?" Don't be a dick and just show them your ID.
Yeah, just do what you're supposed to do.
Jeez.
Or leave.
I'm
It's-
31 years old.
Like,
Yeah.
You wouldn't believe like these 21-year-old kids that are like 3 days past 21. You'll be like, "Can I see your ID?" And they'll be like, "Really, bro?"
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah.
I had,
So, like,
I had a poor girl get popped for that. It's probably like, I don't know, about 15 years ago. And she was a real sweet girl. She's like a UCF student. And I had to like call her dad and be like, "We have to go bail your daughter out of jail."
Yeah, they arrested.
Yeah,
Yeah,
used
they
to
arrested
be.
her on the spot.
Do they still do that now?
I don't know.
I just feel like
that was the last time it happened to us.
I feel like that's insane. I mean, I get what you're trying to do, but I feel like
Set an example.
taking them
Yeah.
downtown is insane.
This Fernando's brother just got arrested. He's a bartender out in Colorado.
Yeah.
And
so they still do it in some places.
And literally, they ID at the door, so he's not even used to IDing. So and then somebody got
Oh,
slipped
that's
by.
not. Yeah, that's not him.
No, yeah, but guess what? They arrest the bartender.
Yeah,
and
they
then
do.
came in
Right.
and then put him in handcuffs, took him to jail. Like, what? Like,
Wow.
what's the also law enforcement that does this? Like, the guy that is like, all right, you see that? Like, they ID at the door. This guy. Do you think he was trying to get arrested? Like, do you think he wanted this? Like, he's just doing his job and they arrest him. It's
I don't think that
absurd.
people understand how serious that is either, and that's
It's
why
very
bartenders
serious.
are very serious about like looking at your ID and checking
Yeah.
it, because like you could send somebody up and order 7 drinks, and you could bring them to somebody else, and the bartender still gets in trouble.
Yeah.
So it's just one of those things.
Messing with somebody's family, bottom
for
line,
sure.
man, their whole job. At the very least, you're ruining their entire night.
That's the other thing. Misconception. I try to like. This is a weird word, but humanize, because people that work for me, they have families. They got people depending on them. They're not just like scumbag coke addicts. They're
Scumbag
literally, we
band
have a
boss.
lot of people that got
Write
kids.
Don't treat your employees like animal coke addicts.
yeah.
That's how I do.
Yeah,
people.
even if they are, that's what I'm gathering.
I'm just saying, there's people have, we have, people with kids and
Yeah.
dogs
They're
and
good
husbands
people.
and wives and
Yeah.
they're all good people, So
Please tip well.
what
That's
about-
another thing.
the
I'll add that.
I'll say this too. I'm almost 20 years into this business, and the customer is not always right, and I will go and tell them that. I have no
I've
problem
seen you do
with
that.
it.
It's the greatest thing you'll
I
ever
will
see him
defend.
do.
I will
Yeah,
defend
he
my
will.
employees' honor. I promise you. I promise you, I will do it every time, because
Yeah.
I do not believe in this customer's always right.
If you're a jerk and you're in the wrong, Paul will tell
I will-
you that,
I will
and he will ask you to
single
leave
you
his
out.
bars.
Yes.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you can walk home. You can bye.
And when I'm a nice guy, but when I get in that mode, you just won't like me.
I like the move where you hold them by the feet and you slam them back and forth like a cartoon.
Well, I've stopped all that due to liability reasons.
Yeah, he doesn't do
yeah.
that. He doesn't do that.
And
That
we
was-
do have a bucket
Yeah.
that says "I know Paul" on the side, and you have to put $20 in.
Yeah.
And at the end of the month, we all buy pizza.
There you go. I like that. It's funny too that something as lovely as a sunshine bomb would make him into El Kabong juice. Like it's something. It's a beautiful, like it's delicious too. You taste it, you're like, this is delicious. Oh
Yeah.
my god, it tastes like sunshine dancing on your tongue. That is El Kabong. Some people, if you start smarting off.
Get the people's elbow.
Yeah. Oh, you did what in my bar?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Would you ever suggest to someone, if they came to you and said, I want to start a bar, would you try to talk them out of it?
Oh.
Or if they had a good idea and a good concept and a good location.
Would you
and
steal it?
That's what we do.
Outbid them.
I get that question, not just about bars, but I probably get that question 2 or 3 times a week from someone. Hey, will you answer? And I do, because like I try to help like as many people as I can, because I grew up with nothing, and when I started out, I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't have anybody shepherding me.
Yeah.
And if I see someone that's like, just if they're trying and they want to make it work, I'll give them. I'll point them in the right direction, give them whatever resources they can, because I just look at myself, wandering around as a 20-something-year-old trying to make it work. And I do like to see when people succeed. And those people will, if you do that for them, they'll be cool to you for the rest of time. Like if you help support a local business that's struggling in the beginning, they'll remember that, man. And I do believe in community, like for real. Like all jokes aside, I believe in the power of supporting your community and making a difference in your community and paying attention to your local politics instead of getting all wrapped up into the national politics.
Yeah.
I talk about this stuff all the time because if you really want to make a difference in your own life, I sound like a motivational speaker right now.
No, I like it.
If you really want to make a difference in your life, pay attention to what's going on across the street from you, next door to you, down at your local city politics. Pay attention to that stuff instead of spending all your time getting wrapped up into national politics and getting all bent out of shape about that stuff, because you truly can't really make much of a difference there. But you can make a difference in your community, and that's what matters most to you.
I agree with that.
I like getting mad that he's friends with Vladimir Putin.
Okay. All right.
And that's what I focus on.
And that's your right.
And I just like to focus
Yeah.
on the relationship that someone has with some dictator
You
in
look at you
Russia.
like, I don't like that. I don't like that.
And that's the only thing I pay attention to. And meanwhile, my schools around me are burning down.
The houses around you are burning down.
Everything has gone wrong.
All right, so what did we decide on to send people to? What are we sending them to?
Okay. Oh, well then.
Because we got limited time.
Okay, after New Year's, anything going on at?
Yes, I do want to make a small plug about Hooked.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Our fishing tournament and seafood festival. That's January 18th.
Yeah, we're giving away $8,000 in prizes and cash. Well, mostly cash and a prize or two here and there.
It's free to enter, like always. If you want to come fish, try to catch some crappie or bass, or the biggest fish in the lake, no matter what it is, gets I think $500 or $1,000.
Oh, damn.
$500.
Very cool.
So you don't have to be a pro fisherman. This is the everydayman fishing tournament.
Got
Yeah,
it.
you can fish from any kind of boat.
You
can
don't
fish
even
from
need a
the
boat.
bank.
You can
Yeah,
fish from the bank if
He
you want
said
to.
any Damon, not Johnny Damon.
Yeah.
Can I fish from that boat from the Merritt Island Christmas boat parade that crashed into the other?
The
yeah.
car boat.
the car boat. Can I fish from
Oh
that?
my God, the car
That
boat.
guy's available.
We're trying to
He's-
buy a car boat. We were trying to buy one of those.
Yeah.
$85,000 for that thing.
Yeah, well, I just won't pay my
$85,000.
interest next year.
I know. It's the exact same number. Red.
Yeah, that would be way better than insurance. That car boat.
And then when they ask you to pay it, just say,
I got a car boat.
The Get Hooked is also a seafood festival.
It is.
So
That's
even
right.
if you're not in the fishing tournament, there's
Yeah.
a seafood festival.
Good stuff to eat.
So
And also, if you just want to see like people come do their weigh in and have the big fish and all that stuff, it's kind of cool to watch, like because they do. We make a big deal out of like the weigh in and like the party of the after the tournament.
We
Yep.
got a couple bands playing too. We have Seminole Wind playing, which is our buddies that do like the '90s country covers,
Oh,
and
sweet.
then Patrick Hagerman and Truck Stop Flowers.
Yeah.
playing as
Hagerman's
well.
awesome.
Yeah,
So
he is.
good, dude.
Yeah,
so
really.
good. He is probably one of my favorites.
He's playing my
around.
wedding.
No way.
really? Yeah.
Awesome. All right.
So again, just go to drinkatwestend.com.
Indeed. For all of your info.
Oh, and our website's brand new too. So
Yeah.
when you do go, it's like nice and
All
updated,
freshened up.
nice and
you
easy to see all of our events and stuff like that.
we haven't updated our website in about 12 years.
I think that's where we were. I think that's why we got a new
But
one.
we're doing the Disney model of you keep everything retro.
Nostalgia.
And we're like, we're not changing it because we tried to
Nostalgia.
change it and make it better, but everybody got mad, so we bring
they
it
didn't
back.
want us
Stick
to
you a
change-
monorail from here to
Yes.
Highway
Yeah.
50.
Yeah, we're doing it.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing.
And
We don't have to
then-
change nothing.
yeah, we're like, keep it a retro
Yeah.
for the purists out there.
Exactly.
So Paul, Dom, thanks so much
We
for
love you
coming by.
guys. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays,
Merry Christmas to you
Happy
guys.
New Year, all of that
Yep.
to the families and everything. And here's to a beautiful and wonderful 2025.
Yep.
Yeah.
We'll see you tomorrow.